Come back. We are going to look at how you can construct a square that is equal in area to a given rectangle. A square that is equal in area to a given rectangle. So for the given rectangle, let's say the length of the rectangle is 75 millimeters, while the width of the rectangle is 30 millimeters. So let's first of all construct the rectangle. Then we now look at how we can construct a square that will be equal in area to this given rectangle. So the length of the square, as I said, is 75 millimeters, while its width is 30 millimeters. So let's look at how this can be done. So what we are to do first is to draw a horizontal line. So here we have a horizontal line. Okay, so I'm going to construct the rectangle. So from this point here, so I'm going to draw a vertical line. So here we have a vertical line like this. Okay, then at this point here, I'm going to take a measurement of 75 millimeters, which is the length of the rectangle. So here we have 75 millimeters here. This is 75 millimeters. And then, so I'm going to erect a vertical line at this point. I will erect a vertical line at this point here. On this line here, I will take a measurement of 30 millimeters, which is the width of the rectangle. So that's 30 millimeters. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line through this point to complete the given rectangle of length 75 millimeters and with 30 millimeters. So we have completed the rectangle as we have here, but we are going to label the points on the rectangle. So this point, I will call it, this is point A here, and then this point, I will call it, this is point B. So this point here, I will call it point C, and this point is point D here. So we have this now. So the next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to take the compass. So we take the compass and we put the pinpoint here at point B, and then we extend the pinpoint to point C here on the rectangle, and then we turn the compass, or the pinpoint of the compass, we turn like this to draw an arc. So I need to set it well. Okay, so here we extend the pinpoint to point C, and then we turn the pinpoint here, okay, to make an arc like this. So this arc touches this line. So this line AB produced, so it touches it at this point. So I will call this point, I will call it point E. So this is point E here. So the next thing that we are going to do is that we want to construct a semicircle on this line AE. So what we are to do, we need to locate the midpoint of line AE. So what we are to do with that is to bisect line AE. So putting the pinpoint of the compass here at point A and extending the pinpoint to a convenient radius. So I'm going to draw an arc up here, and I will draw an arc down here. Okay, so we have this. Then with the pinpoint and the same radius at point E, the pinpoint at point E with the same radius, so I'll draw an arc up here, an arc down here. So now I'm going to draw the bisector of line AE. So we are going to draw a line through the point intersection of the arcs, and it goes like this. So we have it like this. Okay, so this is the bisector of line AE. So it means that the midpoint of line AE is where the bisector touches this line A here. So this point here, I will call it, this is point X here. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do is to take the compass. So putting the pinpoint here at point X and extending the pinpoint to point E or point A. So that is the radius of the semicircle AE, or sorry, XE or XA is the radius of the semicircle. So I'm going to draw a semicircle, so which goes like this. Okay. All right, so here we have the semicircle in place. So this is the semicircle here. So now, so the next thing that we are going to do after we have drawn the semicircle is to extend this line BC to touch this semicircle. So what we do is this. So take your set square and set it like this on the line, then extend this line to touch this semicircle. So the line touches this semicircle at this point, and this point I will call it point F. Okay, so this line BF is the length or side of the square that will be equal in area to this rectangle ABCD. So what we are to do now to now complete the rectangle, sorry, the square, is to take this distance BF, which is the length or side of the required square. So take this distance BF, okay, with the compass, okay, and then we make an arc here on this point. Then we put the pinpoint here at point F. We also make an arc here. So at this point where the arc touches this line, so we are going to put the pinpoint at this point here, okay. Then we make an arc here like this, okay. So then here we have this point. So here we have, so this point is point G, and this point here is point H here. All right, so here we have these lines. So let's join these 2 points together, point F and H. Let's join them together with a straight line. And also we join HG together, or GH. So we join GH together with a straight line like this, okay. And then so we also make this line BG, so we make it a thick line, and then we make line BF a thick line to complete the required square. So this is the required square. So the required square whose area equals the area of rectangle ABCD is the square BFGH. Okay, as simple as I've done it here, all you have to do is to practice. When you practice this, you become a master at this work. Thank you, and God bless you.